5 ceramic coating failures and misconceptions. Hi, this is Ivan with the Detailer's Business Academy, where we strive to take you from detailer to entrepreneur. There are 5 things that a lot of detailers unfortunately do that reduce their coating sales and their customer satisfaction. So let's get into it. First of all is branding for the company. No, you should be branding your company. You shouldn't be wearing your coating company's shirt. You shouldn't be having your coating company's banner in the back of every picture you're taking. The coating company you're using today may not be the coating company you're using tomorrow. Build your own branding. Build your own brand. That is what you are doing. You're an entrepreneur. You're not building someone else's brand. Relying on your coating company to provide you branding is just wrong. You need to rely on yourself. You need to do it yourself and build your own brand. By building your own brand, that's how your company is going to grow. The other thing, and this is a fault that a lot of detailers really want for some reason, and that's exclusive territories. You don't need an exclusive territory for your coating. You shouldn't want an exclusive territory for your coating. And a lot of you do. And the reason you don't want an exclusive territory is that is your coating company or your provider saying, hey, we're going to limit our sales to a point where we won't be able to support you properly. Now, if the coating company you're using doesn't have exclusive territories, that should be viewed as a good thing, not a bad thing. That's a great thing because that means they're actually running a good business. That means they're trying to grow. That means they're trying to get themselves out there as much as possible. And the more they get themselves out there, the better it is for you. Now, remember, you're not branding for the coating company. When a customer asks you what coating company you're using, sure, tell them. But you shouldn't be selling on the back of the coating company's branding because their branding is designed to sell coating to detailers, not coatings to consumers. The next one, and a lot of companies are at fault for this, and unfortunately a lot of detailers because they actually follow what their coating company is telling them. And that's over-promising and overselling. Despite what a lot of coating companies may have told you, a coating doesn't prevent rock chips. A coating doesn't prevent scratching. A coating doesn't do a lot of things. Now, a coating does a lot of great things, and every car, as far as I'm concerned, should have a ceramic coating on it. But don't oversell it. Tell your customer what the reality is. Tell your customer what a coating is actually doing for them. A coating is making their vehicle a lot easier to maintain. A coating means they don't have to clean it as often, and a coating is giving them chemical protection. Another part of overselling coatings is the timeline. This is a 7-year coating. This is a 10-year coating. This is a lifetime coating. No. First of all, most people don't keep their cars past 3 years. Secondly, a lot of those long-term coatings require yearly maintenance. So are they really that much of a long-term coating? If your 10-year coating requires something to be applied every year, is it that something you're applying every year that's doing the job and not the coating underneath? So little things to consider. Next is underpricing. Remember, you're trying to build a business here. If you're giving stuff away, it's not good for anyone. What you need to do is price it accordingly, not to your market, because that's another thing I hear, and that, in my area, people can't afford it. It's funny, Ford sells the Mustang for the same price everywhere. Doesn't go by region. Same thing with you. Now, obviously, your rent might be a little lower if you're in a country setting as opposed to a big metropolitan city, but your pricing shouldn't vary that much. So keep that in consideration. Don't underprice. And the last failure that a lot of people do is selling a product instead of a service. If you're putting all your eggs in one basket, meaning this is the greatest product in the world, this coating is going to do this, and this. No. Sell yourself. Sell your service. We are the best at customer service in our area. Don't be competing with other coatings. Compete with who has the best customer service. That's what's important. And once you get that, once you understand that customer service is actually what you're selling, and you're not selling a wax, you're not selling a coating, you're not selling a compound, then you'll do much better. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please leave them below. Always happy to answer.